They just announced breaking news right now. We have a logo. That is the official Caitlin Clark Nike logo. And it's not just that. I mean, this is cool. Nike has just announced that a signature product line will be dropping soon with signature shoes coming.
The WNBA just delivered one of its most iconic moments, and it came wrapped in envy, panic, and pure star power. Caitlin Clark unveiled her brand new Nike signature logo, and the reaction was instant history. The second that Double C dropped online, fans went wild. Stores had lines out the door, timelines flooded with Clark highlights, and the buzz was impossible to escape. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Angel Reese is left doom scrolling, watching her biggest rival sprint laps around her in the race for relevance. Clark isn't just winning games, she's rewriting the culture. If you're hyped for her signature shoe and merch, drop a baby goat in the comments. Let's run it up.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
Nike didn't just hand Caitlin Clark a logo, they handed her a movement. The interlocking CC is lighting up Times Square, looping in national commercials, and breaking TikTok's algorithm one post at a time. Her gear is disappearing off shelves quicker than Beyoncé tickets, and the resale market is flipping it like Supreme on drop day. This isn't just merch, it's Clark staking her claim as the undisputed queen of basketball branding. And while Caitlin cements her empire, Angel Reese is stuck running a Google search that reads more like desperation. How to make people care about Reebok sneakers.
You don't get told no. Like, you're gonna get the yeses, you're gonna get more yeses than nos, and just being able to know that. So I'm excited for that. I know that's gonna come soon.
Nike launched Caitlin Clark's new era with the kind of reverence usually reserved for global icons. Her logo isn't just sleek, it's layered with meaning. Two interlocking C's, with a hidden third woven inside, symbolizing her bond with fans, her unshakable confidence, and her limitless range. That kind of subtle genius is why Nike builds dynasties while brands like Reebok scrape for relevance. And Clark isn't just getting a logo, she's getting a full empire rollout. Premium apparel, lifestyle pieces, the works. October 1st is already circled worldwide, because this drop isn't about sportswear. It's about stepping into Caitlin Clark's unstoppable rise.
It looks really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We love it! It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin!
The numbers are brutal for anyone who thought they could keep up. Caitlin Clark's $28 million, 8-year Nike deal isn't just the biggest contract in women's basketball, it's a proclamation. It says, this is her sport now. Every drop turns to gold on impact. Jerseys don't just sell out, they crash entire websites. Fans line up overnight, refreshing like their lives depend on it, just to grab anything stamped with her name. This isn't commerce, it's hysteria. And while Clark is building a global empire in real time, Angel Reese is left on the outside, watching her Reebok rollout get treated like a clearance rack afterthought.
I've been telling y'all to stay patient. I've been telling y'all that Nike takes their time, that Asia Wilson's shoe deal was 2 years in the making, that Paige Beckers had PEs, not her own signature shoe, and that Caitlin Clark's was 100% coming. And people kept saying, oh, Nike fumbled the bag with Caitlin. It has to get out there. Nike fumbled the bag. No, they didn't. It takes time. She's got to develop a whole freaking product line.
Angel Reese thought she'd struck gold when she inked her deal with Reebok. With Shaquille O'Neal backing her, promises of a signature shoe, and the label of franchise star in their basketball revival, it looked like her moment. But then Caitlin Clark reminded the world what real star power feels like. Reese wanted to be the trailblazer, but the reality hit hard. A Reebok press release doesn't echo like being the face of Nike. Clark unveils a logo and the internet melts down. Reese teases a sneaker launch and most fans scroll past, like it's just another ad for discount tires.
Angel Reese first signature shoe is set to release. It's set to release. Now, it's not a bad shoe. This is my only problem with it. The colorway. I just feel like they could have had a little more fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Especially being that it's for the All-Star game. Like, why do a basic white shoe? Man, you could have did so much more to make this shoe pop. And y'all just like, nah, we just gonna do a regular white.
The receipts don't lie, they're downright devastating. Caitlin Clark's jerseys rank second in all of basketball. Let that sink in. Not just the WNBA, all of basketball. She's outselling LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Anthony Edwards, superstars who define the NBA. Her draft day jersey, the fastest selling in the history of any sport, gone in under an hour. And then there's Angel Reese. Her merch sits untouched, collecting dust on racks. No frenzy, no resale market, no stampedes, just a painful reminder that hype without substance doesn't sell.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize."
Nike calls Caitlin Clark's logo a reflection of her expanding range, and they nailed it. She's not just stretching defenses, she's stretching the boundaries of how far women's basketball can go, commercially and culturally. She's rewriting what it means to be a superstar athlete. Every time fans see those interlocking C's, it isn't just branding, it's dominance. Meanwhile, Angel Reese is out here pushing an AR Halo logo that sounds more like a video game expansion pack than a cultural breakthrough. Let's be real, if your brand needs a halo, it's probably because your career is flatlining and you're praying for divine intervention to keep it alive.
Clark is simply the talk of the internet today. Her and Taylor Swift broke the damn internet. Yes, bro. And for all the people that was hitting me up about Caitlin Clark's signature logo, somebody said it looked like Chanel. I said it looked like Gucci. But whatever it is a luxury sports brand. I can't think of very many luxury sports brands. Guys, yeah, do you, like, I'm a fashion guy. And I understand what Nike is doing. Nike is trying to get into the luxury brand style.
Caitlin Clark's global reach makes this a nightmare for Angel Reese. Nike isn't just selling Clark to American fans, they're exporting her stardom to Europe, Asia, South America. Her logo is already international currency. Kids in Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio are lining up to wear her gear because greatness doesn't need translation. That's why Nike writes her a $28 million check, because she's not a league star. She's a worldwide phenomenon. Meanwhile, Reese is still struggling to convince people in her own city that her shoes even matter.
Sorry, young lady. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody would be watching the WNBA additionally for you. This is all about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is bringing the money to the game, the planes to the game, the TV viewership. The WNBA is on fire because of Caitlin Clark.
Here's the truth. Angel Reese's jealousy isn't even hidden anymore. Every time Caitlin Clark breaks new ground, Reese scrambles to insert herself with a side-eye comment or a dismissive one-liner. She dodges Clark's name like it's Voldemort, as if silence could somehow shrink her influence. But fans aren't fooled. They see the envy. They hear the clipped sound bites. And they know Reese is choking on the reality that she'll never command the spotlight the way Caitlin Clark does with nothing more than a logo drop.
Seek that attention, right? And another thing is, it's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. Have y'all?
No.
So when you asking me like, yo, I get it, everybody's watching women's basketball now, who's the real reason? Well, yes, you are right. Reese has a small amount of that, right? But the other real credit goes to Caitlin. Not just because what she's doing outside the court and she's waving her hand and all that. It's because she's giving buckets in basketball, right? And she looks like Steph Curry. And that's simple.
The business implications here aren't just big, they're seismic. Nike's gamble on Caitlin Clark is already paying off so massively that you can almost picture Reebok executives sitting in boardrooms, questioning their entire existence. Clark's merch doesn't just sell, it creates cultural earthquakes. When she strolled into practice in her logo-branded pants, it made headlines. When her All-Star jersey dropped in July 2024, it was gone in 15 minutes flat. That's not retail, that's event-level marketing. The kind of phenomenon money can't fabricate. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's Reebok deal feels like a participation trophy dressed up as a comeback story. Yes, She's technically getting a signature shoe, but who's actually lining up for it? 3 colorways with names like Diamond Dust and My Bounds sound less like sneaker drops and more like a My Little Pony collection. It's like bolting a spoiler onto a go-kart and calling it a Ferrari. Clark's Nike Empire dwarfs everything Reese could dream of. We're talking a full signature collection, a global logo, and the limitless reach of Nike's marketing machine, because Clark is the transcendent superstar women's basketball has been waiting for. Reese. She's Reebok's Hail Mary, a desperate attempt to re-enter a market that left them behind sometime around the death of the flip phone. And it's flopping hard.
People are selling the new Caitlin Clark Kobe's for double, sometimes more than double what they actually paid for them. So it's been estimated there's about 13,000 of these shoes that were released from Nike, and literally within minutes, all sold out for about $190 a piece. People knew these were going to be hot, so resellers were picking them up on the cheap and now doubling and sometimes tripling their profits on a place like eBay. So if you were lucky enough to get a pair of these, put them up on eBay, you're going to sell them for around $350, $400 minimum, depending on the size. And that's just kind of the way it works right now with anything Caitlin Clark related. The stuff is really hot. Watch for Caitlin Clark stuff because it sells off the shelves, especially on eBay.
The timing of Caitlin Clark's logo reveal couldn't have been more ruthless for Angel Reese. As the WNBA season winds down and fans start debating who truly owned the year, Nike detonates the Double C bombshell, a reminder of who actually moves the needle. And here's the cruel twist. Clark isn't even playing right now, yet she's generating more buzz on the sidelines than Reese managed all season on the court. For Angel, that's not just painful, it's humiliating. Clark is proving that superstar power doesn't need a box score. She doesn't have to dribble a ball to dominate the headlines. Meanwhile, Reese is fully active and still struggling to matter, left watching from the shadows as Clark lives the dream she thought belonged to her.